Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and this is game number 2 of what could be the funkiest best of 3 I have cast in a long time. I'm ridiculously excited about this and I'll explain all why after I've introduced the two players. So down in the bottom right position we have got the blue Terran from Startail, it's Bomber. And his opponent up in the top left, the yellow Zerg from Root, it's CatZ. Now, why am I excited about this? Well, if you've watched game 1, which you should have done because this is game number 2, then you'll know that it was funky as. CatZ went for a nice early hatchery, yeah, so that was good, a hatchery first opening against Terran, that's perfectly normal, right? Bomber, he went for a command center first, again, really quite normal against Zerg. And then CatZ made a hatchery at his opponent's natural base, which is less normal, but at least 50% more awesome than any other build you can do. So that was all good. Now, unfortunately for CatZ, it did get taken out, but he pulled some SCV, he pulled a couple of drones, he got a lot of Zerglings, made some Zerglings here, tried to go for the double spine crawler just to keep the aggression up, but unfortunately Bomber, like the complete baller he is, he was just like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about this, I am just going to win. And he did. And he held it off, he took his natural, made a ton of Marines and was like, I'm going to come and kill CatZ now with combat shield. CatZ was like, no, that ain't happening, I'm going to make some roaches and I'm going to hold this off. And he did, like such a boss, he held that off. And then it was like counterattack time, banelings, roaches, Zerglings, but Bomber, he knew the aggression was coming and so it was just like, bunker, 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 bunker. And he didn't die, and then CatZ had no economy behind it, and that was GG. So, that was game number 1. Game number 2 now has so much to live up to. To do something that awesome again is near unthinkable. CatZ, he's gone for that 16 hatch again. Not a 15 hatch, which is seen quite often. It was a 16 hatch, so that was pretty cool. There's all the drones still here. He's going to do it again. He is going to do it again. If at first you don't succeed with a proxy hatchery, do it again. Because game number 2, this is definitely going to work, bro. He's not going to expect that. The SCV coming down. He can't see it. This is the other important thing. On Belshire... No, was it Belshire? No, on Wellwind, sorry. Of course, you can see it from where the command center's placed. But on Akalon Waste, you can't. It's just out of range. This is going to be the new meta of map making. Is that whether you can see a proxied hatchery from the main, it's going to absolutely blow everything. In all map makers have to take that into consideration. Still, though, this is unbeknown. Look at it, look, this is Bomber, he's just like, I'm making my command center. Where actually is Bomber's vision? Let's have a look at this. Okay, so he's over here, he's like, this is all good. I'm making some Marines, still everything going good. Yep, just happily sitting around, gonna come in and say, oh, okay, yep, hatchery there. Spawning pool there, everything's fine, yeah. This is normal, going macro a bit more up. This is good. Let's send my SCV down, let's go build my oh no, actually, let's not yet. Let's wait a second, let's make sure everything's good, and... Okay, I should probably go and build a bunker at some point, or actually, no, just straight up to a factory, that's fine, yep. Gonna send my Marine down, yep, everything's still looking good there. Everything's looking fine. Engineering may block the third, because he's probably gonna try and get a quick third hatchery out. Still all good. Still everything's fine. Nothing. Wait, is that creep? Wait, creep. Oh, damn it. And that is literally the thought process of Bomber right there. The hatchery is now completed. A queen already building there. And he's just like, oh, why didn't I scout this? Why didn't I expect it again? The bunker is going to get thrown down. Marines are still out. We've got the Zerglings, though, on their way across. Have drones got pulled this time? Yes, they have. 2 on their way. That means spine crawlers can come down. Of course, the hatchery is completely finished. It is still getting out. More Zerglings here. The Queen's coming out here, too. That means creep tumors can get shut down, which means even more of a delay. The drones trying to come in. The drones have got to just sneaky their way through, making sure the Marines don't kill them. The Queen is there. Queen, run away and plant down your creep tumor. That is the essential thing. That is your one job this game, and he is going to be able to get it down. The creep tumor is on his way. The 2 spine crawlers on their way. The bunker has now completed, and with no SCVs getting pulled, this is going to die. This is a bit of a problem. The bunker is down, and now, of course, this natural cannot land. But on the plus side, there are Hellions there. Hellions are not too good against spine crawlers, though. We do have the creep tumor there as well. That can start spreading. Another creep tumor can get placed down. And if you spread them enough, the creep will just take so long to recede. You want to spread them out as much as possible as well, so scans can't actually kill them all at once. But Bomber's just like, well, I'm going to go and take my third then. At the same time, though, CatZ, he's just sitting here droning up quite happily. He's not doing anything crazy yet. And I say that very tentatively because it's CatZ. He's going to do something crazy. Some overlords here will grant vision to the high ground, which means the spine crawlers can start chipping away at all of these sort of things, which is always good. The bunker's going to start taking some damage. The SCV that was building the bunker dies, which means no more bunker. The third, is that going to get scouted? Are these Zerglings going to go down and take a check? Hopefully they will. Supply depot and bunker both taking considerable amounts of fire. This is frustrating. Bomber is very nearly supply blocked. The bunker's nearly done. It can get repaired, hypothetically, but again, these spine crawlers are just going to keep prodding and poking. 2 spine crawlers plus Zerglings actually deal quite a lot of damage, but the Hellion will force this back. The Zerglings force back the third, the second base. And now this is just CatZ containing for his dear life. He's spreading creep back towards his own base now. So that's quite cool. Not something you often see. Bomber limited to only 1 mining base. CatZ happily up to 34 drones. That's more than he made in total last game. This bunker is still taking damage, still getting chipped away. I have repairs coming down. There is a tank here that's going to be able to force back the spine crawlers, so that's all good. That's what you want. And of course a Banshee too. That's helpful. The CatZ reactor is coming down now. This is most likely just faking up the cloak. It is just faking up the cloak. So if it got scouted, which it can be seen here, this is going to make CatZ make some spore crawlers, thinking, okay, he's getting cloak Banshee. Fair enough. I just need to get down detection and anti-air to make sure that's all defended. But just look at the creep spread here. It's just going everywhere. You have no idea how long this will take to recede back. A scan is going to have to be used in order to try and force more of this down. We do see as well here that the Banshee trying to get repaired up. A couple of SCVs getting pulled through here. The hatchery is up as well still, so that's even longer that it's going to be really frustrating. This is just, all in all, a bit of a pain right now for Bomber. It's just frustrating, it's awkward. Another queen there. The Zergling's pushing forward. The Banshee is getting repaired, is not going to fall, which is obviously really beneficial, but the SCVs are going to get taken out. They were repairing. At least 2 went down. CatZ so far this game has put 6 workers compared to none of his opponent, and he's also securing up a third. But just look at this creep spread. Scans are going to have to be used here. Where are all the scans though? There's enough energy for 2. Both are going to have to be utilised, because otherwise this natural is still going to take so long to go down. Ooh, getting quite a lot of the creep tumors there. 1 up at the top needs to get taken out too, but still, this creep will take a long time to get taken out. Even if he goes down, the third is blocked by creep as well. It's all just ridiculously annoying at the moment. Oh, he can't even see that creep tumor. That's even more frustrating. He can catch this top one, but not these 2 active ones to the side. This is so irritating for Bomber. Already 2 scans to use. He may even be forced to use a third one, depending on what he wants to do. But he's coming in for some counter-aggression at the moment. And yeah, macro hatchery on its way down. Third is up and secured. Lair is also done. Speed, nearly finished, because this is a perfectly normal time to get speed after this kind of opening. But only a couple of Hellions and a couple of Banshee. Spire on its way to help counter the Banshee. But Bomber, he's still on 1 base. He's going to be on 1 base for a long time. He's got to deal with some damage here now. But the Queen's pushing in. We've got the Spore Caller and the Spine Caller coming down. The Hellion's going to try and do some nice damage here. The Marine's picking off a couple of Overlords that supply blocks CatZ, which is really frustrating for him. But the Zergling's coming in, getting a nice round on these Hellions and on the Marines. Will get cleaned up. Only the Banshee there being a bit of a nightmare. The creep tumors slowly getting forced back. But look at the creep. The creep is still here, guys. That is so irritating. Zergling's coming in. There is no wall off. Only a single tank there. Things not looking too good for Bomber. If CatZ just ran up there, he'd be fine. The creep's still in position, remember. That is even more frustrating, because still no natural, no third base, anything at all. So CatZ up on 3 bases against just the 1 of Bomber for the time being. He's pulling back his Zerglings. You could even come and take out this engineering bay and get a 4th base up really quite conceivably easily. CatZ, this build has worked so well for him. Oh, if this Overlord comes in and starts generating creep, it will just be hilarious. It may be one of the funniest things I've seen all week, because... Go on, please do it, Overlord. Don't get spotted. Okay, the Marine's still there. Oh, start generating the creep. There we go. There we go. Look, the Marine has no idea. It's not even going to notice that more creep is getting generated here. This is just such an epic delay. There's still a spot. There's still a creep tumor here, which means that this orbit command can't even land this way. The creep is getting spread once more than natural. CatZ is just possibly being the most irritating player in the world ever with this play. You cannot understand how frustrating. Well, actually, you may be able to if you've ever had this done to you, but this is incredibly annoying for Bomber, whose main is actually starting to mine out. This is actually getting a serious problem now, that Bomber is about to run out of resources. Meanwhile, CatZ, he's got Mutalisk coming down, he's got a nice little supply advantage, the Banshee's going to get picked off very easily. The Mutalisk count getting surprisingly high, 14 already down, up against 11 Marines. That's going to be a bit of a problem. 1-1 is done. The CatZ reactor is already done. 2-2 upgrade should get started soon. Creep still here at the natural base. Bomber is going to have to be very cautious though, because these... as we see, these Mutalisks are just going to keep running around. They can start chipping away at this orbit. Command, we've got more Zerglings here. The Baneling Nest is also on its way down. +1 flyer attack is on its way. This Orbital Command has got to get repaired, though. You don't want to be losing that at this early stage. Well, I say early stage, at this stage of the game when you've only got one to spare. Zerglings are pushing forward as well. Are we going to see just a straight push up here? Well, the Zerglings are just keeping all the attention of these Marines. The Mutalisk trying to do some more damage, but taking a lot of fire. This is not a very good trade for CatZ here. He loses a lot of Mutalisks, and the Marines are still coming out on top. The natural base finally getting secured by Bomber here. But is it too late? There's only a handful of Marines still down. This Orbital Command is very low on health. Oh, the mules are getting targeted. That is a big hit. 250 odd resources there. Not going to get mined quickly. The SCVs are not actually repairing up. One SCV is repairing this up. Okay, that's good. So it is getting repaired at least now. All medevacs stepping just over the mark. Can get sniped off there quite nicely. Oh, Mutalisk getting pulled back. Baneling speed is on its way. A lot of Zerglings on their way over. Banelings are going to get morphed very shortly. There we go. A lot of Banelings morphing in. This is going to get really tough because there's only Marines here. So many Marines coming out trying to deal with all these Mutalisks. Zerglings are going to go in for the push, but the Mutalisks have got to be so careful. They're going to get focused down. The Zerglings trying to do some more damage. Where are the Banelings? Well, they're only just making their way across. But CatZ, he just doesn't care. He's pushing in. He's got enough Zerglings here, and he is just going to go for it. He's now running straight up towards the natural base. There are quite a few units here, but of course the natural is trying to get repaired up in time, but there are so many Zerglings, a lot of damage being done, and still more units rallied across. But the Orbital Command somehow still survives. This is so lucky for Bomber, but CatZ is a good 45 supply ahead of his opponents, so that's a fairly big lead. He's still got these 3 mining bases. He's only at 58 harvesters, but he's getting a lot more Zerglings out on the field. Bomber is just clinging on to life so barely, so precariously. But can CatZ actually finish him? There's missile turrets coming down, the Marine count's getting relatively high, +2 infantry weapons is nearly done, but Baneling speed is also on its way. That's actually going to be quite helpful in dealing with these Marines, but the problem is CatZ has no upgrades other than +1 flyer attack. So it's 2-1 up against 0-0 on the ground, but Mutalisk heading up now towards the main base. There's missile turrets here though, so that's going to be not quite as helpful. Oh, the double drop was spotted by the Mutalisks. Is going to get landed, but of course Zerglings already on their way forward. The medevacs trying to get focused down. The Mutalisks need to be used a lot more cost effectively, because otherwise you're just losing them to these Marines, which is not ideally what you want. But the Marine count now only at 7 to 5 Mutalisks. There's 31 Zerglings, 4 Banelings on the field. Bomber is in pretty bad times, and look at a tank covered in creep. Doesn't that just look awesome? It most certainly does. There's also a couple of Widow Mines down. They can potentially be devastating if the hits go off well. Banelings just sitting, chilling back here. We've got more Overlords just chilling down to the side. More Mutalisks on the way out. +1 ground carapace coming down for the Zerg. But Bomber, at least he's got an additional mining base now, but the 4th getting secured here by CatZ. This game is so ridiculously funky. Bomber, he's still really on thin ice. He's not got very much supply on the ground. He has got to be so ridiculously cost effective, and admittedly he is at the moment, but CatZ now at the 78 drone mark. He can just start pumping units near indefinitely. The Mutalisks do spot there's a good number of Marines there, and so we'll pull back. There's no 3rd Orbital Command here. The main is pretty much mined out, so it's 1 mining base up against 3 at the moment for CatZ. So economically he is in a really good spot for the moment, but Bomber, he's fighting his way through. He's going to go and he is actually going to go and float down a 3rd Orbital Command. Where even is that 3rd Orbital Command? Oh no, he has got one. Okay, I take it all back, but here goes. We have got the Zerglings moving in now. They're just going to try and get us around on these Marines. Good Baneling connections go down. 1 lone tank sitting up there. The Mutalisk focus that tank down. This won't be too good. Of course, Widow Mines are going to get some detonations off, but there is an Overseer there to pick them up. And now, with no units really remaining, the SCV is getting pulled, trying to defend against this. More reinforcements coming in. CatZ is going to be forced to retreat back, take a momentary lapse in the aggression in order to get a couple more Banelings coming in. More Widow Mines on their way down. The SCV count at 38 to 81 drones. Only 15 workers have been killed though. This is just Bomber not making anything. And well, Zerglings pushing in this 3rd base, taking a lot of fire. Marines are going to have to try and come and defend this. Apparently, I'm no longer connected to BattleNet, so I don't know what's going on there. But now, in come the Banelings. The Mutalisk going to start focusing down the medevacs. Can they get the good connections? Widow Mines getting some good hits off, but the SCV's taking a lot of fire here. Banelings connecting on Widow Mines. Mutalisk trying to connect with the Marines and doing a good job of it. A single missile tie remains, and more Marines are coming on their way through. But this 3rd Orbital Command is taking such a significant amount of fire. More Mutalisks on their way across. The +1 flyer carapace as well as +1 ground melee attack is on its way for CatZ, but 3-3 upgrades on the way down for Bomber, but unfortunately he is unable, even with that upgrade advantage, to save the third. The Widow Mines are being a saving grace, they're picking this apart, but CatZ, he's so far ahead in terms of supply, 63 to 156. CatZ doing everything he can to win this game. He's up at 4 bases, he's got 2 macro hatches down, and he's still upgrading like a boss. He's getting out more Zerglings, more Banelings, more Mutalisks, but the Widow Mines are still here. Ever a threat? Where are the Overseers? There aren't any on the field. CatZ really could do with some detection, but he's just going to go full boss mode and just get many a Baneling and just run them in. Because that is what you can do when you're at over double your opponent's supply. You can just go for it. Will Bomber be able to hold? He is now at 3-3 upgrades. Any second +3 infantry armor is going to kick in. The Mutalisk coming in from the side. Going to find another Orbital Command. This is the one from the main floating down. Marines are going to have to try and defend this, but of course there's only a couple of Marines there. That may not be enough, and if they all move out, well then that's the Banelings and Zerglings. Massive open target for them. And here they go. All the Zerglings running in first. A couple of Widow Mines are going to get some good connections. So many Banelings get taken down there. Widow Mines getting some massive hits. The Mutalisks are trying to focus down the medevacs though. Unfortunately, a good number of Marines are still there. The Banelings don't get the connections they so desperately need, but the Widow Mines are now getting cleaned out. CatZ getting 46, 60. Now more Zerglings in production. He's waiting for another round. Bomber so badly, desperately needs that third base, but is unable to secure it for the time being. This Orbital Command slowly burning down, and SCV needs to go and repair that fairly quickly, but for the time being we have got the Marines pushing forward. The Banelings are getting cancelled. 2 manage to survive, 1 manages to survive there. The Mutalisks ready to come in, but look at this back here. Bomber, he's going for some aggression. He knows that he's got to try and put on a bit of pain, but is there going to be any chance of it working? Well, the missile turret is getting taken down. There's no Widow Mines here. Bomber's going to lose a lot of SCVs right now, and he may not even be able to secure this. He may not even be able to save this Orbital Command, and even if he does, he's going to be at the cost of so many workers, many getting taken down here. At the same time, we've got some big connections coming down here. The Banelings just mowing through everything, and there is the GG, and CatZ wins game number 2 to level out this series 1-1, and that means we get a third game, which is awesome because I really want a third game to see more of CatZ cool play. So if you enjoyed that game, make sure you like it, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe, then flick over and I'll see you at game 3 in just 1 second.